me, it was incredibly disappointing not to be able to race Kona. You know, there was nowhere else I wanted to be than on the start line at Kona, and unfortunately I had to make the tough call not to race because I didn't feel that my health was sufficient to be able to do myself justice and potentially do my health more damage. So I made the tough call, but I knew that if I got healthy, I was fit enough to do another Ironman and to be competitive. So, you know, as soon as I put the disappointment of Kona behind me, I set about trying to get physically strong, but also get mentally strong again. You know, it was incredibly disappointing for me not to race Kona, and to do an Ironman, you not only have to be in good physical condition, but you've also got to have the right mental frame of mind. So I needed to make sure that my body was healthy and my mind was strong, and I felt that Ironman Arizona offered me the best opportunity to have enough time to get healthy again. Also, it meant that I could race on the American mainland, which is something I haven't done before. The 3-loop bike course and 3-loop run was something that, you know, attracted me because, as you'll see, I thrive on the crowd support. So for me, yeah, it's not the same as racing at the World Championships, and I in no way want to detract from what Rinny and the others achieved. But for me, this was the display of all the hard work that I've put in, and it was my means of vindicating all the effort, the time, and the energy that I devote to this sport.
Some people say that this is a sub 9-hour course for women or sub 8 for men, but today's conditions were very rough, so that was a heck of a performance. And how rough were they to win?
The swim was actually a lot nicer than I had been led to believe that it would be. It was cold, of course it was cold, but it wasn't as cold as I had feared. And I had a good swim. You know, Dave and I have been working very hard on my swim, and that's shown all this year, and I'm really proud of the swim and proud to come out, you know, within fighting distance of Leander and Rachel. The conditions on the bike were incredibly difficult. The wind seemed to be in a different direction each lap. And all credit to Leander particularly, and to Rachel, they really made me work that first lap.
Leander stuck with you for a lap and a half.
Yeah, I mean, Leander's a racing machine, and for her to come out here having backed up after Clearwater and other races prior to that, it's really phenomenal. She really took it out, and I give her a lot of credit. Rachel also stuck with me legally, and that was great. Someone told me just now that she had a crash, so I really hope she's okay. Apparently she's running, so that's good. But yeah, the conditions on the bike were incredibly difficult, and they were difficult mentally as well. You know, the incessant wind and the changing direction of the wind is very mentally challenging as well as physically challenging. I got a flat tire about 7 minutes from the end, and I just rode the rim, but it was okay. I mean, it was totally flat, but I just managed to ride the rim. I was just a little bit, I came up on the hoods because I was just a little bit concerned with the age group athletes and potentially not having as much control.
I'm good, it's good.
Potentially not having as much control, but luckily for me it happened, a mile or so from transition.
For a lot of people, struggling that hard against the wind on the bike would take the run out of them, but you unleashed the monster within.
Yeah, I was slightly concerned that I'd pushed too hard. I kind of made hay while the sun shined, and we did have a tailwind going up towards the turnaround, so I just kind of was determined, like I said, to make hay while the sun shined and use that to put, to get some good speed up, because I knew that coming back we were being buffeted all over the place. You really have to keep your wits about you on this course. It was not unsafe. at any point, but you definitely have to be aware of and try and anticipate what the other athletes are doing. And
how did you have enough energy to run 2:52 after fighting the wind so much?
That's what I train so hard for, Tim.
Yeah.
You know, I work incredibly hard, and hopefully, you know, Dave and I have nuanced my program this year. We've built on what I learned under Brett and what I enjoyed doing under Brett, and we've changed things slightly, not considerably, but what we have done is reduce my run volume quite a lot and increase the intensity. And we've been working very hard on that. Dave's been very patient with me because it's been a little bit of a change from what I was used to, and I think that's, you know, I've shown this year through my faster run splits across the board that's what's working for me. And I think particularly as I am going into my 4th year in this sport, I think you do need slight changes to your program, and I can't always do the volume that I've always done, and I need to accept that, and I need to realise that perhaps a slightly different style of training is suiting me better. And you know, I do work hard. I work hard, and I train myself to run hard off the bike. I like to hurt. I probably went out a little bit too fast.
On the run?
On the run, I think I was sub 6-minute miling for the first couple of miles. But I thought I'd fade more than I actually did. So I'm really proud of that run split. Second to Roth, it's the fastest run I've done. So it's you know, it makes me incredibly proud, and especially on this course. This isn't.
And this day.
This day, the winds were very difficult. Running into a headwind is really hard, especially after struggling through that headwind on the bike.
There's nobody with you.
And the twists and the turns in the course, they disrupt your stride, and the stride pattern and stride rate is quite important. It's not something I count or I'm conscious of, but when you are turning, and it does disrupt it slightly. So, but then in many ways, maybe that gives you a little bit of a breather and changes your muscle recruitment slightly. So I didn't expect to do 2:52. I think I said to someone 2:54, 2:55. So yeah, slightly faster.
Then Rennie.